contributions of African Americans can be traced throughout every war fought by or within the United States since the American Revolution in 1775. During the American Revolutionary War, thousands of black soldiers, both slaves as well as free, fought in the Continental Army during America's War for Independence from Great Britain. Approximately 20% of the tens of thousands of blacks who served were freed from slavery as a result for their service. By the end of the Civil War, just about 179,000 black men, nearly 10% of the Union Army forces, served as soldiers, and another 19,000 served in the Navy. Following the Civil War, the Buffalo Soldiers were known to fight bravely and fiercely on the Western Front. In 1917, the 369th Infantry Regiment became the first all-black U.S. combat unit to be shipped overseas during World War I. The Germans nicknamed the unit the Hellfighters because during 191 days of duty at the front, no men were captured nor ground taken. African American soldiers heavily participated in World War II. While many served as soldiers, some served as suppliers on the Red Ball Express, a famed truck convoy system that supplied the Allies once they broke out of Normandy beaches. In 1948, Harry Truman signed an executive order to desegregate the United States military. Prior to that time, African American soldiers served separately from their white colleagues and were treated as second-class citizens. Some were even denied the opportunity to serve.
The part of segregation that really affected me at that time is when we got overseas. And of course, one group of Marines went this way, another group went this way. And of course, the white Marines at that time, they were on the battle lines. We were supporting them.
The Montford Point Marines were the first African Americans to serve in the Marine Corps. Montford Point trained more than 20,000 men from 1942 to 1949. They were one of many units that highlighted African American service through World War II.
I always tell people that, Montford Point Marines are not just about Marine Corps history, and that it's American history, and that we need to tell their story in that manner. Even in my time of serving, as many times as I went to Camp Johnson, which was Camp Montford Point, I never knew where I was at and why that was such a significant base. I know that without them serving, none of us African Americans would have had the opportunity. So I'm just really grateful for their service.
It wasn't until the final year of World War II, due to the increase of casualties, that African Americans would be utilized as infantrymen, officers, tankers, and pilots. Though Harry Truman signed the executive order in 1948, full integration did not occur until the Korean War in 1950, and it didn't stop the hate and mistreatment black servicemen and women faced.